Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. And because I always forget to go over certain things, might as well do this now. If you press select on these, I think I went over part of this, it'll reveal little bits of information about your equipment. And in this case, this weapon has a chance to inflict silence. I believe in Zidane's case it will not happen by just normal attacking. He has to learn an ability later on, but I'm not 100% positive on that. More importantly though, there are pieces of equipment such as this that will have random elemental defense on it. You know, you wouldn't think a silk shirt would have some thunder elemental defense, but this one does. So you got to make sure you check all your equipment before going into a boss. Like if you're in a fire cave and you know the boss is going to be attacking you with fire, make sure you have fire defense if you have access to it. Steiner's armor here protects against wind. Unfortunately, I have nothing that protects me against ice or blizzard or whatever this element is. And so it won't help if I run into a boss in here. So that's the case with that, but there will be times later on that'll become quite important. I'm surprised the wind doesn't blow Vivi all the way over. Whee! It's so funny. He just falls like he froze still. Boom! Steiner's useless. And here comes Zidane to the rescue. No matter what happens, he's always in high spirits and full of energy. And let's keep kicking the idiot. And we lost Garnet while he was down there. And let's go check on her. Out cold. That's a bad pun. Night night. Somebody cast a sleep spell on everybody. Tinkle. What? What's that bell? Ah, what's that sound? Whatever. Sounds like a bell. Came from behind. Oh. Alright, I gotta press a button because I'm getting tired of it taking forever for Zidane to manage to get words out. But yeah, if you press the X button, you can make the dialogue advance. The reason it doesn't advance very quickly is just to, I guess, bring the fact home that he's really cold and shivering and cannot speak properly. Black Waltz number 1. Causing the blizzard. And he laughs like a moron. And he has a bell. And it's time to kick his ass. And long load times. Gotta love those. Now, Sea Lion. Uh-oh, he's a summoner. Oh no! Holy crap, that's big. That is a big son of a bitch. Oh! Alright, and unfortunately for this battle, Zidane is on his own. That's why he's still in the back row. And they're both going to pound me with spells. So I'm basically going to be stealing throughout much of the early part of this fight with the silk shirt. But I will show off how the tech works, I guess. I've already kind of talked about it. But I don't think the other item from him is of any value, so I'll use it here. I'm going to steal all the items from the Sea Lion because I think he's got a couple interesting things to steal. But yeah, he sets up a little eye, he's got a remedy, and if there's more, it'll list more. I won't be going after that remedy right off the top anyway, because it doesn't really matter. And they do a decent amount of damage with their spells. And the Sea Lions hurt much more than the other guys. The Black Bolts. And a Mithril Dagger, that's the best item that you want to steal anyway. Can't remember what else it was, but like I've mentioned before, I like to steal, so Unfortunately, if I don't get them relatively shortly, I will be cutting parts from this battle. And that's probably about now, unless this one works. Just heal with potions if you run low on HP, like I'll probably be doing next round. Steal? Steal. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Alright, we're back. I managed to steal the item that I wanted, and with perfect time too, because now I can unleash Tidal Flame. Very, very important to have Tidal Flame at this point in the game. Especially considering Zidane is alone for this fight, it makes this boss fight substantially easier, and it allows Zidane to stay in the back row. And here comes a tsunami, and I will probably need to heal after this. Yep. Yeah, if you haven't been watching a lot of the battles I've been doing off-screen, but you tend to pick up a bunch of potions and stuff while doing those. So I think I'm up to about 50 potions by now. You won't ever run out of potions. At least you shouldn't. Anyway, you don't usually like to use up your dying or your trance moves by using potions, but I obviously had to heal, so... And I think this is all I need to do to kill him anyway. Yep. Not a very difficult boss. Unfortunately, you will have to go through the detrancing animation after, you know, even if you've already won the battle. They won't let you just avoid it, which is kind of unfortunate. Pick up 5 AP, high potion, PX down, some money. Money is always good. Yeah, you defeated number 1, but number 2 and 3 will reclaim the princess. Whatever. And panning camera. Zorn and Thorn. Anyway, back here, they're coming too. And here comes Zidane. Eventually. No big deal. Steiner worries for her innocence. Yeah. Yeah, the princess, unfortunately, is a little naive at this point in the game. She's kind of spent the entire life in Alexandria, most of it being stuck in the castle. If you remember the last video, when she got into the ice cavern, I might as well equip the mithril dagger, and we learned the bandit ability, which is definitely useful. The bandit ability raises the success rate of steal. Thank you. Very helpful. But yeah, if you remember earlier on in the ice cavern when she first gets in, I don't think there's any items here, no. She looks at the flower and says that she's never seen it before, or I don't think it was about the flower, but she mentioned that she had gotten in, or she had heard of this place, the ice cavern, but she had never actually been to it. That becomes more of a theme as the game progresses. She's led a very sheltered life. We can make a thievery attempt here, and then just kill them all. Ah, we picked up some ore. I meant to mention that last time I stole some ore. Ore is an interesting item. It's usable in battle. It was usable in battle. But it's usable in battle, and what it does is it restores a very small amount of HP. But it can be used for numerous other things as time goes by in the game. And it can be used in synthesizing, which we'll get into later. And I think I'm going to change in equipment. Yeah, I kept that on so I would have a better chance of stealing, but for the boss fight anyway. But now I might as well learn this, even though I'll never use it. I'm OCD, I have to learn everything. Anyway, good enough. And in the last episode I mentioned that those flans, I thought they had ethers to steal. They don't have ethers to steal, they have ore to steal. And ore is definitely quite useful. Made it through the mist. Yeah, see, the mist seems to be at a middle layer. So you can be above the mist or below the mist, but you don't want to be stuck in the mist. And a little farming village. Zidane has been everywhere. Yeah, here we get another example of how sheltered she's been. Yeah, Zidane's the only one that seems to be, I shouldn't say intelligent, but aware of what's going on. He's definitely more street smarts than book smarts, and he knows how to get around and manage to knock a dagger loose. And he still wants to get right back to the castle. Steiner. Yeah. And Vivi is having a quiet moment. Yeah, she's not going back. She needs a new name. And from what I've heard, a lot of people really don't like the new name that they give her in the game. Yeah, and he doesn't get to finish his little spiel. That's kind of like me. If I go to start talking about one small thing, it'll bridge out into going far too much in depth on something that's not particularly important to a lot of people. Her new name is Dagger, and I kind of spoiled this early on, but of course, unless you've already played the game, you don't know. You just know that I screwed up in pronouncing her name. A lot of people don't seem to like this name, but I actually do. It's not something I would ever name a child, but I think it's a cool name to have in this world. Perfect. I love it. Work on her speech. I shall try. This would be so difficult for someone who had been raised in that world to simply shift your vocabulary and your manner of speech so quickly and adjust to a different style the way she's kind of forced to in the course of the early part of this game. What are you looking for, Zidane? There we go. And Steiner still jingles or shakes or whatever he's doing. His armor clanks, that's the word I was probably looking for. Clanks as he walks. And that'll happen a lot. And now, if you can see over there, there's an airship flying. The airships are powered by the mist, and that's why they can only fly kind of right on the top edge of the mist. This gate here... No battle. There we go. This gate here, as long as it'll load, I believe is the south gate. I want to pass through. Need a gate pass. There's no work here till they need construction workers. Okay. I want to take a break. I can wait. And I want to talk. Yeah, it's the south gate between Alexandria and Lindblom. And they check the airships before they cross the border. Now, if we wait around here for a little while, since we've talked to them about... There we go. Now, oops. Don't rest. I want to shop. There we go. Here we can buy some generic items, potions. I might as well pick up a couple more of those. I got enough eye drops, got enough tents. Should be good for a little while. And you can sell some stuff. And here's kind of the point where I tell you, you don't sell things in this game. If you're going to get too many potions, you sell your potions. If If you need extra money, you can sell ethers, sell for 1,000 gil. Depends on if you plan on using them or not. I wouldn't sell too many at this point in the game because you'll probably want to use a couple here or there. Though, if you want, you can sell a bunch of them, maybe sell like half of them, and then use the money to buy tents. Tents are useful, and they restore a lot more MP than an ether would anyway. They don't restore max MP. They restore very similar to the way they worked in the earlier Final Fantasies, especially Final Fantasy IV comes to mind. They restore, I think it's 1,000 or 2,000 HP and about 100 MP, which is more than we need right now, but later on it won't. The reason you don't want to sell any of your excess equipment in this game is because of the synthesize ability that we get to use later on. Yeah, see, if you sell the others, you have enough money to buy tents with them. I don't really need to do that at this point, but I will need to pick up some more money, and I will be doing that relatively shortly. And we can get out here eventually, after a very long load time. Yay! Go this way, and we're in a battle in the forest. And there should be, hopefully, a new enemy in here. And those are not new enemies. Ah, well, whatever. Steiner can one-shot them still, I would assume. Yep. And Vivi can one-shot that one. And she can... whatever. She can attack with a rod for all I care. It's not going to do anything. So. And I want to make one more thievery attempt. It may seem tedious to do this, basically, and you will do this throughout the entire game, is to steal with... oh, a Phoenix Pinion, nice. But it actually is beneficial to steal in this game. Like, you don't get a lot of good items from random enemies, but you pick up things like potions and ethers and ore, and you do need these things. So, it's definitely a good idea. Actually, I forgot to check if I got any other equipment from that boss fight. I'm gonna check my abilities and my equipment. I'll be right back. And we're back. I think I got it a little before the boss fight, but I got a second leather wrist, so I just made sure that Vivi and Dagger have one. Oop. And no, that's not what I want it to be. Oh well. There is a secondary battle theme that will occur when you run into a certain group of enemies. Well, not a certain group, but a certain type of enemy known as friendly creatures. And I will show off part of that when I manage to run into them. This is a carved spider. And he's not particularly challenging. Steiner can one-shot him, so that's all good. Most of the enemies at the start of the game fall before Steiner as long as he's got the right killer ability equipped. And we get some more ore, that's always good. At this point I think there's one other new enemy I can run around and find. And I'm going to try and find that and the other enemies that I want to find. And we're back. Now, I was wrong, there wasn't another normal enemy, but there is a friendly creature, but I'm not going to run into him, or I'm not going to try and run into him right away. There is someone in the forest, and if you just lightly tap your joystick back and forth, it seems to increase the chances of you actually running into the guy, but you can't move too fast. There we go. Perfect. And this is the friendly creature music, but it's also the music used with the ragtime mouse, which is this guy. It's basically like a pop quiz battle. And because I never remember these, save state! Was written by Lord Afon. Actually, I believe it's Lord Avon. So, circle being the symbol for correct in Japan, and X being false. Oh, and I was wrong. Oh, right. See, I said the answer, that was wrong, and then I pressed the wrong thing. Oh my god, I'm horrible. Anyway, so, yeah. I'm going to abuse save states against this guy because most of the questions he asks are stupid little ones. You know, they may deal with background lore of the game. A lot of them, in order to answer them, you would have to put, you know, 2 and 2 together and then go put 3 and 3 together and then 4 and 4 together. But you will only know about these points if you manage to read the right sign in the right place earlier on in the game. Sometimes he'll ask questions that you shouldn't even know until way later in the game. I believe you can run into this guy 4 times on disc 1, and it's a 4-disc game, so you can't run into any more until future discs. Just a second, I have a little child at my door. Sorry about that, I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying. My little nephew just threw open my door and came to attack me, so anyway, yeah, I am going to go and fight engage in battle with that ragtime mouse a few more times and get some more gil, and after that I will I guess I'll be right back. And we're back. Yeah, after you on the 4th attempt at that guy, I got 2,000 gil instead of 1,000 gil. Anyway, if we go up here, this is kind of a little side area. And there's a treasure chest right here. High potion. It's always useful. And I believe... is there one other item? Or is it up the stairs? No, it's right here. It's a little bit of gil. Whoop-dee. And yeah, I'll walk up the stairs. Normally I'd abuse fast forward, but yeah, just oops. Yeah, basically it's what's the technical term for one of those? Oh, my earth science prof would smack me if I forgot this. Oh, and I can't think of it. Oh, I can't remember. No. Alright, if you look over here, see that boat above his head? It's a theater ship model. And this guy, Morid, bought it at an auction in Treno. I like Treno. It's what I called it when I was younger, so. What he really wants is some rare coffee. He'll give it to us if we collect the rare coffee that he wants. Berman, Kerman, and Mocha coffees. Basically, this is a little tiny fetch quest throughout the game. Yeah, and he loves coffee. I don't drink coffee, and I love the smell of coffee. But yeah, he will, if we find those 3 coffees and bring them back to him, we'll get that little model ship, and it doesn't really do anything other than, like, that's the only reward is that model ship, and it doesn't really accomplish anything. You don't need it for side quests. It doesn't really do anything for you, but it's there, so whatever, I guess. Something to do, and you can always pick up those items anyway. They're not too hard to find anyway. I think one of them's a little difficult. And Vivi's acting like a child. He looks like a child, but we'll get into that a little more later. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, Zidane. We may have found a spot to hold up for a while, but we still have, where we should have, castle guards chasing us around. And sure did. What are you guys doing? This is the village of Dali. But yeah, we should have guards chasing us, and they seem to stop doing that as soon as we landed in the evil forest. And somebody's working as hard as I normally do. And he seems to be staring at something. And yeah, everyone's a pedophile in this game. She's 16! She just turned 16! Do not stare! Unless you want to go to jail. Anyway. Make yourselves at home. For whatever reason. Yeah. The pampered princess. I mustn't. No private rooms for you. And Steiner shaking his fist like Homer again. Yay. Yeah. It's a nice, relaxing theme for this village. I really do like the theme for this little town. Now we finally get into the, well, not the meat of the story, but we finally get to figure out certain things that have probably been plaguing anyone who hasn't played this game since they started playing. Why did she want to leave? Yeah, we would have gone home. Be in Lindblom by now. Cross the south gate on foot. It's going to be difficult to cross the border with such a high-profile guest. Yeah, she refuses to reveal, but she seems content to go to Lindblom. So that's where we're going to head, as long as Steiner doesn't get in the way. Yeah, he has no idea how to get back, and we have, other than walking, we have no real idea of how to go forward, so kinda lost here. Zzz. Somebody's taking a nap. Vivi's sleeping. Yeah. Zidane needed his last shot in before bed. Yeah, the Vivi's character is very childlike and naive and innocent at this point in the game. It would make... I'll just listen to this for the moment. And it ends. Yeah, but he's really an innocent character at this point in the game. It would make sense that he would need to rest after such a long, arduous journey. You know, it seems so small, and by RPG standards, you know, go through a couple small dungeons, whoop-de-doo. And he assumes the singer was Dagger. Wonder where they went. And we have some ATEs, and because the order of these is important and I never remember it, I will need a pause break, but since I think this video has gone on long enough, that'll be it for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. And next time we'll go through the ATEs, and we will also figure out where everybody went and where or how we're going to move forward. Anyway, see you guys next time.